Hi, Ralph. This is Myrna. Trying to get ready here. This is terrible. Trying to do this myself. Les couldn't be with me, and he's real busy. And I have one of the KLPM's tapes up in Mr. Walline's studio at the college. And I'm not organized. It was a real spastic day. First, I'd like to tell you about Carl Flagstead. He's out of town. And when he returns, he's going to contact me, and we're going to take the pictures of your cross and plaque. The Leaguers asked to, if they couldn't be there, and have one picture of them kneeling around it, and Carl says, sure, make a real effective picture and shake you all up, and so that's what we're going to do. On my birthday, Joe had me over for lunch, and we had a real nice little lunch together, and then that crazy gal, she went downtown and had them make a special birthday cake just for me, and had chocolate frosting and all that nonsense, and put candles on it, mind you, and made me blow them out. Honestly, I felt like I was only 14 years old or so, blowing out all these candles. And then she'd give me a gift also it was a little doll. It was dressed like a St. Patrick's girl. St. Patrick's Day, you get the big picture. Well, hold it now. I'm going to try this and see if it works. I got to know what's going on. If you think it's nice in Miami today, you ought to be in Myrna. It is real nice out. It's 70 degrees or so. In fact, it's higher than that in Billings, Montana. So you have nothing over us. Boy, this is really good weather. Running around with no coats on, and it feels like any minute the grass is going to turn green. Last weekend I went home, and per usual, the Great Northern train was late. So I didn't leave mine until it was time to pull in the station in Williston, but what's the difference? And here in the station, while I was waiting, a couple airmen came in. Leave it to Myrna, Air Force, you know. So she didn't talk to them there. She just observed them. And she was with another girl from Williston. And so Alice and I just sat and watched these guys, and they sat and watched us. And I suppose I might as well admit it, I flirted without doing a thing. I mean, anyway, we got on the train, and I hadn't eaten supper yet, and so I was going to go back to the club car and get something to eat. And after we'd been on the train for a little while, I told Alice let's journey back, so we did. And they told us they were still serving lunch in the club car, but when we got there, they weren't there, just serving drinks. And I was hungry, starving, in fact, so I had to do something to order to drink. And the club car was so full of people that there wasn't a place to sit down except for these two airmen were in. And of course, they stood up and let us have their chairs, and that we thanked them, and that started us in. And we sat and talked until we got to Williston. One of them, the only one I ever found out his name, was Gerald W. Hannigan, and he's of Miami, Florida. He had just left Miami just on Wednesday, and he'd got as far as Minot on Friday, and he was on his way to Alaska, where he was going to be stationed at a radar site. And he said if I ever saw you again, why, to tell you to greet his folks. If I ever get there myself, I'll call him up myself and tell him hi. Anyway, he was a real nice guy, and we really enjoyed him. He'd just been made airman first class just a couple of days before he left home. And I was just real happy to hear that, because he told me all about his job, and it sort of brought back memories of when you were there telling me what was going on. The other day in education class, we are giving oral reports on some phase of education, and it was my privilege to give a report. We have to be ready at all times to whatever may come up. And so I had picked a part of education that was called What is Music? And this man had said there were two types, the good and the bad, and so then he said he wasn't going to discuss the good, he was going to discuss the bad. So therefore that's what I reported on, was the good. And you should have been there. Honestly, the discussion afterwards took about 20 minutes, and all the other kids had just, when the teacher asked if there was any questions, and nobody had any. But mine, wowee, was it ever a live discussion. I got called on the carpet several times for what I'd said, and had to explain what I meant, and demonstrate, and oh wow. Then they asked me what kind of classical music did they think all phases of people in any walk of life and any age level could enjoy, including children. And I answered back by saying the Strauss waltzes. And oddly enough, they agreed with me. I don't know why, but they did. Well, I think I will sing another number now for you. I think I'll sing, we've got so much music here. Oh, I was home last weekend, and on your birthday, I got out all my music, and was sitting there playing, trying to decide what I should bring back with me to do. And my mother was there, and she said, well, only be fair. She thought that being as how I'm from Montana, the least I could do was sing you a song from Montana. So she said, this song you must hear. So here it is, The Cowboy's Lament. My home's in Montana, I wear a bandana, my spurs are of silver, my horse is a gray. I had some bad luck in the house I was staying, got shot with a bullet, you see where I lay. Let 16 bold cowboys lay hands on my coffin, let 16 bold cowboys just tote me along. Take me to the graveyard and lay the sod o'er me, I'm just a young cowboy, I know I done wrong. Go gather around you a herd of young cowboys and tell them the story of this my sad fate. Tell one and the other lest they should go further to stop their wild roving before it's too late. Oh, once in the saddle, how I would go dashing. Yes, once in the saddle, then I was so gay. The best of all cowboys, but I got to fighting, got shot with a bullet, you see where I lay. Then drag your rope slowly and shake your spurs slowly and let out a whoop as you tote me along. Take me to the boot hill and lay on some roses. I'm just a young cowboy, I know I You ought to see me on a horse. It's one thing you haven't seen me do yet, is it? The piano player is Myrna Jones. She's the girl you saw turning pages that one night at the organ that you thought was so pretty and cute. She's also my sorority sister, so leave her alone. You'll meet her a little bit later, and she'll say hi to you. Oh, this morning in choir school. Wow, was it quite a session. In fact, it really went off pretty good. I must admit that talk I had with Monica on Wednesday helped a little bit. What, I don't know, but maybe we'll see as the weeks go on by. Pastor couldn't be there on Wednesday, so I met with Monica alone. And some of the things I told her weren't too nice, but let's face it, she needed to be told. First, I thought before I could run her down, I had to tell her a few good points. I mean, after all, you can't tear a person down without saying something good. So I told her that she had a lot of enthusiasm. She enjoyed working with kids. Not the kids enjoy working with her, though. No, let's not be catty. So then I told her that she was unprepared. She never had any lessons ready. She didn't have any discipline. She didn't have any training for this type of work. You know, she agreed with me on every one of them. It was real astounding. And so then she started citing different incidents that had happened. And before she told me what she did, I interrupted her and told her, well, now, Monica, in this situation, I would have done such and such. And when the kid acts up like that, just ignore him. And she said, well, one time it took me 10 minutes to calm them down. I said, you can't let it take that long. I said, tell them to quiet down and go on back to your class. If it takes longer, then kick them out. I said, your time is valuable. It belongs to the group, not to one individual. Because if you're going to give one individual, each one of them, 10 minutes, your period's gone and you've only been at 2 kids. Or so. So she thanked me for my advice, and I asked if she had any other questions, which she didn't. So then it was last night I decided to go over her material that she was supposed to be presenting to the kids, and got a few more ideas, and I called her up and told them to her. She was very happy, thanked me for them, and said she'd tried them before and they hadn't worked. And so I said, well, I'm sorry that I can't think of anything original. So I hung up, and I was at Maxon's house, and Karen was in the class that she taught that I was giving the advice for. And I told Karen what I'd just done, and that Monica had already tried this and it didn't work. And Karen told me that Monica had never done anything like it. So, who knows? I mean, so I'm all wet. I don't care. Yeah. I thought it'd be nice, as long as I'm going to be singing a couple numbers here, to do a number for your mom and dad. And since I've sung this so much to you, I thought maybe you also would like to hear it again, besides Still Waters.
In the
also like to sing another one for your folks. You mentioned that your mom would like to hear me sing a couple numbers, and so I'd like to sing Bless This House. Bless this house, O Lord, we pray. Make it safe by night and day. Bless time, I'd like you to meet Myrna Jones. She's been playing for me. I'd like you to say a few words now. Myrna?
Hello. And how are you, even though I don't know you? I've heard about you, and heard about you, and heard about you. You should...
Not fair.
You should be up here with us this afternoon. We're just having a riot trying to get this thing to work in the first place. I think she fooled around for about 15 minutes, and then all it did was make this horrible noise, and we couldn't hear anything that we had said, and we finally maneuvered it around, so here we are. It's kind of an odd way to meet someone. See, I don't even know what to say. I've been trying to ask her what I'm supposed to say to you, and she says, oh, I don't know, just any old thing. So I'm saying just any good old thing, and I'm glad to have met you now. So, goodbye.
Thank you, Myrna. She's a riot. Really, she is. She's just like I am when I get wound up, and you know how that is. Terrible. No, it really isn't that bad. I thought it would only be appropriate if I told at least one joke. And I worked like everything to get a hold of that one. And then I just heard it yesterday, so you can tell how far I've been planning and trying to find a joke. But I spent most of yesterday up to Matson's house. And Roy came home for coffee, and he'd heard this joke down at Beeline, where he owns this, what do you call it? When you take your car in to get it fixed if you've had it smashed up or something. Or if you need the body straightened or the truck straightened or something else. You know, Beeline. Well, I don't know what it is. I got a book in my hand telling me about it, but I still don't know anything about it. Well, anyway, he'd heard this joke down there, and he didn't know if it was good or bad or clean or dirty. But he told it to us, and we were supposed to decide for ourselves, and likewise you for yourself. This girl had just gotten married. If you hear any airplanes going overhead, it's just because we've got all the windows in the studio open. This girl had just gotten married, and, okay, go ahead. She's going to drink my pop. And this girl had just gotten married, third time. Let's see if we can get her any farther than that. She had gone to the doctor because she didn't want to get pregnant right away. And so she asked the doctor what she should do about it. And the doctor wanted to know if she was serious, and she said, yes, she was serious. And so he said, well, drink 3 glasses of tomato juice every day. And she said, 3 glasses? And he said, yes. And she said, before or after? And he looked at her and he said, instead of. Well, I think on that note I better sing another song. So, got several lined up, and I think it will be You'll Never Walk Alone. Ready, Myrna? When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Written too high for me. Oh well. Say, the whole meaning of this tape is to wish you happy birthday, and I haven't done so yet. So happy birthday, Ralph. Belated and late as it is. I hope you had a real happy birthday. In fact, you should have. I was sick on your birthday. I think there's just enough left on this side of the tape now that I'm going to leave it, because Les wants to add a note. And so I told him I'd leave him some room, and I think I'll do so right now. I'm signing off until the other side. Goodbye.
Don't have much to say, Ralph. Miss you around the town. This girl will do everything she can, I'm sure, to get you back up here. This Myrna girl. She has a yin for you, I take it. Holsinger's having quite a time. He's a little bit snowed with the job you did. He's getting the Jet Gazette out so far. We're going to make a trip out to NORAD and then down to San Diego to visit Convair. Plan on going on it. Snowed up with work. Got two new girls, or a new girl in the office, and Rosella's gone. So I'm really loaded down with bookkeeping and stuff that I'm not too familiar with. Trying to get squared away to get away. I hope you have a happy birthday too, Ralph, and I hope that you'll get back up this way again before too long. I really feel that you will, having checked with this Myrna and talked to her a few times and checked out this tape a little bit. Good luck, boy. I'll get this in the mail. I guess there's something on the other side of this double track for you from Myrna. I'll see ya.